Welcome to May's Blind Date with the Book. Definitely dwindling down our selection. We're going to go ahead and pick the May Blind Date with the Book. This month is going to be really easy to pick because my mother has a suggestion of this one to read in May, and I think that that's perfect. It makes it easy to pick. I'm not going to lie, I was thinking about which one I was going to have to pick, and I wasn't quite ready to. I was a little bit nervous about which one to pick, and so I'm perfect with this. So let's go ahead and open it up. Witch World by Christopher Pike. I did enjoy this one when I read it. I did have some problems with the fact that they were like teenagers having kids. But I did enjoy this book, and I'm fine with reading it again. I read it not that long ago, but I guess we'll have another reread. So this is the book for the May Blind Date with the Book.
Water fills the holes between particles of riverbed alluvium. This groundwater moves in the same direction. The river flows, though much more slowly. When the river fields are in the area, groundwater becomes larger. When the river dries to a trickle, the groundwater can feed into the river and help keep it flowing.
Let's start Witch World by Christopher Pike. This is the Blind Date with the Book. And I have read this before. I very much enjoyed it. I did have some things along in the storyline that I wasn't exactly thrilled with, which kind of hurt, in my opinion, how the story flowed and just kind of the story overall. But I did have a good time, and I'm down to read it again. So I will update you as I read it. I'm only about 10-15% of the way through Witch World. I will say there were issues that I had with before. I don't know if it's because I anticipate the issues that, like, the things that I didn't enjoy about it before are kind of standing out. I know they're coming. But I'm not enjoying this book like I did the last time I read it. And I'm kind of nervous that this is going to drastically drop in terms of like my rating from my first read to my second read. And I don't know if that's because of the content. Maybe I read it too recently and I'm just not ready to read it again. Although there's plenty of books that I can read over and over and over and get the same rating and everything. So I'm kind of curious to see how this goes, but overall it's fine. I'm definitely not enjoying it as much as I did the first time, and I will update you as we get further into the book.
I put Fizzy Pop in fourth.
Ugh, it's the worst. We're ranking them, Daddy.
Yeah.
So is it the eraser?
The whole thing. They
The
are
whole
potent,
thing's
man.
scented.
They
The
are
whole thing is
potent.
scented. The whole thing. You can smell wherever it is, and it'll still smell the same, besides like the white blanked out part.
No, the white blinked out still has an odor.
I know, but it's a little
Like,
bit different.
These put our smelly markers to shame. Or smelly stickers, the scratches to stickers.
Put yours in order.
They are.
What's your ranking, Dad?
Oh, so mine's just a little bit different. I put it like this. You just switch these up.
This is my ranking. This one, this one, this one, this one. That was my ranking.
We finished Witch World. So the first time I read this, I really enjoyed it, and I think that I loved the world building and kind of how the world and the magic all worked. I liked that concept about it, and I still am intrigued by that concept. But again, some of the things that I found a little weird, if you will, or just not really my cup of tea, just stood out more this time because I saw it even more. So I'm also thinking about it from the point of view that if I would have read this as then, like, it's a YA fantasy. And if I would have read this as a teenager at that age, I don't know that I would be relating. They fall in love with too easy and just like forgive. I don't think as the person of that age, I would have been able to relate to these characters or the things that they were going in. I don't know that I would. I'm just seeing it through a different lens of things that would have intrigued me or caught my attention that I can understand how people like the book. I obviously liked it the first time. The second time, some of those things just stood out a little bit more, irritating me a little bit more. So this definitely is falling from my previous 4-star now to a 2-star, which is quite the blow. But overall, I like the concept of Witch World. I'm interested in it. Still sounds like something you would want to read. Go check it out.